After 60, the drink hurting your blood sugar may be the one you trust the most. Not the soda you already know is sweet, but the orange juice you call healthy, the smoothie you buy for nutrition, or the sweet coffee you forget to count as sugar. And because liquid sugar moves fast, your body may feel the spike before you ever suspect the drink. Today, we are going straight into the worst drinks for blood sugar after 60, and the better swaps that still feel normal in everyday life. Before we begin, think of the drink you have most often on a regular day. Keep that drink in your mind, because by the end, you may see it very differently. Blood sugar after 60 can become more sensitive for reasons many people never connect to drinks. Muscle mass often declines with age, and muscle is one of the main places your body uses glucose. Activity may also decrease because of knee pain, back pain, fatigue, balance problems, or simply a slower routine. Sleep may not be as deep. Stress may last longer in the body, and thirst signals may become weaker. So instead of drinking what the body needs, many older adults reach for what is easy, familiar, cold, sweet, or comforting. That is why drinks deserve special attention. Food usually requires chewing. It has texture. It often comes with fiber, protein, or fat that may slow digestion. But many drinks ask almost nothing from the body. You can drink 30 or 40 grams of sugar in less than 2 minutes and still feel as if you have not eaten anything. That is what makes certain drinks so misleading. They do not feel heavy, but metabolically, they can be a serious load. The first drink group is the most obvious, but it is still one of the most damaging when it becomes routine: regular soda and sweetened soft drinks. This includes cola, lemon lime soda, ginger ale, root beer, fruit punch, bottled sweet tea, and many flavored soft drinks. The CDC lists regular soda, fruit drinks, sports drinks, energy drinks, sweetened waters, and coffee and tea beverages with added sugars as examples of sugar-sweetened beverages. The same CDC page also links frequent sugary drink intake with weight gain, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, non-alcoholic liver disease, cavities, and gout. A standard 12-ounce can of regular soda has more than 10 teaspoons, or about 42 grams, of added sugar. To put that into perspective, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration uses 50 grams as the daily value for added sugars on a 2,000-calorie diet. So one can of soda can bring a person close to that daily reference amount very quickly. The issue is not that one sip ruins your health. The issue is repetition. If soda is part of lunch every day, or if sweet tea is the drink beside your chair every afternoon, your body is receiving a fast sugar wave again and again. Over time, that can make blood sugar harder to keep steady, especially when the drink is paired with a high-carbohydrate meal and very little movement afterward. The better swap is simple, but it needs to be realistic. If you enjoy cold drinks, choose water with lemon, plain sparkling water, unsweetened iced tea, or sparkling water with a few frozen berries. If you are used to very sweet drinks, do not expect your taste buds to change overnight. Reduce the sweetness gradually. Go from fully sweet to 3/4 sweet, then half sweet, then lightly sweet. This step-down method often works better because it feels like a change you can live with, not a punishment. The second drink is the one that surprises careful people: fruit juice. Many older adults avoid soda but keep orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, or cranberry juice in the refrigerator because it sounds natural. Fruit itself can be part of a healthy pattern, but juice is not the same as whole fruit. When fruit is squeezed into juice, much of the fiber is removed, and the sugar becomes much easier to drink quickly. Think about the difference between eating an orange and drinking orange juice. Eating an orange takes time. You peel it, chew it, and get fiber with the fruit. A glass of orange juice may contain the sugar from several oranges, but without the same fullness. That means you can drink more sugar than you would comfortably eat. Health Canada's food guide encourages choosing water instead of sugary drinks and notes that sugary drinks may increase the risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes. The American Diabetes Association's 2026 Standards of Care goes further for people with diabetes, or at risk for diabetes, recommending water over other beverages and replacing sugar-sweetened beverages, including juices, with water or low-calorie or no-calorie beverages. This is where the healthy label can become dangerous. A bottle may say 100% juice or no sugar added, but that does not mean it is gentle on blood sugar. No sugar added simply means no extra sugar was added during processing. It does not mean the drink is low in natural sugar, and it does not mean your blood sugar will ignore it. A better swap is whole fruit with water. Instead of drinking apple juice, eat apple slices. Instead of orange juice every morning, eat an orange and drink water or unsweetened tea. If you truly enjoy juice, keep the portion small and dilute it with water. A good transition is 1 part juice with 2 or 3 parts water. You still get flavor, but the glass no longer behaves like a concentrated sugar rush. And stay with me here, because the next drink is even more misleading. It looks like breakfast, comfort, and nutrition, but for many older adults, it behaves more like dessert. Smoothies need their own warning because they often sit in the middle between food and drink. A smoothie can be helpful if it is built well, but many smoothies are really large fruit drinks. They may include fruit juice, sweetened yogurt, honey, syrup, frozen yogurt, or several servings of fruit in 1 cup. Because everything is blended, the smoothie goes down quickly. Because it looks healthy, people often choose a large size. A better smoothie should be smaller, thicker, and more balanced. Use a modest amount of fruit, not a pile of fruit. Add protein, such as plain Greek yogurt or unsweetened soy beverage. Add fiber or healthy fat, such as ground flaxseed, chia, or a small spoon of nut butter. Most importantly, skip the juice base. Use water, ice, or unsweetened milk. That one change can make a smoothie behave much more like a balanced snack and much less like a dessert drink. The third drink group is coffee shop dessert drinks. This is not about plain coffee. Unsweetened coffee can fit into many healthy routines. The problem is the drink that looks like coffee but behaves like dessert. Flavored lattes, caramel coffee drinks, mocha drinks, bottled fraps, whipped topping, sweet foam, flavored creamers, and seasonal coffee drinks can contain sugar in several layers at once. There may be syrup in the cup, sugar in the milk, sugar in the topping, and more sugar in the drizzle. The person drinking it may say, "I only had coffee this morning," but the body may have received a sweet drink, dessert, and caffeine all together. That combination can be confusing after 60 because caffeine can also cause shakiness, a racing feeling, or nervous energy in some people. Those feelings may be mistaken for hunger, weakness, or blood sugar changes. The better swap is to keep the coffee but remove the dessert structure. Choose a smaller size. Ask for no syrup or half the usual syrup. Choose cinnamon instead of flavored syrup. Use milk, not sweetened creamer. At home, measure your creamer for a few days, because many people pour 2 or 3 servings without realizing it. If the drink has whipped cream, caramel, chocolate sauce, cookie pieces, or a name that sounds like dessert, treat it as dessert, not as everyday coffee. So far, the pattern is simple. Soda is obvious, juice is deceptive, smoothies can become oversized, and sweet coffee is often forgotten. All 4 can deliver sugar quickly because they are easy to drink, easy to underestimate, and easy to repeat. That is why the drink you have every day matters more than the drink you have once in a while. Here is your second small action. If you have a drink bottle, juice carton, coffee creamer, or smoothie label nearby, pause and check the sugar line. Look at the serving size first, then look at total sugars and added sugars. Many people are shocked not because the label lies, but because the serving size is smaller than they thought. The fourth drink group is sports drinks, energy drinks, vitamin waters, and sweetened electrolyte drinks. These are clever because they often look active and healthy. They may talk about hydration, electrolytes, energy, focus, vitamins, or performance. But many still contain added sugar, and some also contain caffeine. For most older adults doing normal daily activities, such as walking, gardening, errands, or light exercise, water is usually enough. Sports drinks were designed for situations involving heavy sweating or prolonged activity. They were not designed to become an everyday drink beside the television. When a person drinks them daily without needing that extra sugar and sodium, they can become another hidden source of blood sugar spikes. Energy drinks add another concern because caffeine can affect sleep, heart rhythm, anxiety, and appetite. Poor sleep alone can make blood sugar harder to manage the next day. The better swap is water first, with flavor added in a simple way. Use lemon, lime, cucumber, mint, ginger, berries, or a cinnamon stick. If you miss the feeling of a special drink, use plain sparkling water in a nice glass. The goal is not to make hydration boring. The goal is to stop using sugar as the main flavor. Now the next one is tricky because it does not always raise blood sugar in a simple way. Sometimes it raises it first, then makes blood sugar harder to predict later. The fifth drink group is sweet alcohol and sugary mixed drinks. This includes cocktails, coolers, sweet wines, liqueurs, margaritas, regular tonic, rum, and cola, and drinks mixed with juice or soda. These drinks can raise blood sugar because of the sugar in the mixer, but alcohol can also create unpredictable blood sugar patterns later. Mayo Clinic explains that alcohol can lead to low blood sugar shortly after drinking and for hours afterward because the liver may be busy processing alcohol instead of releasing stored glucose. For older adults, there is another practical issue. Alcohol can affect balance, sleep, appetite, judgment, and nighttime waking. If it is combined with a sugary mixer, the person may get both the blood sugar load and the alcohol effect in the same evening. That is not a small thing after 60, especially for someone already dealing with fatigue, medications, or balance concerns. A better swap is to remove the sugary mixer first. If a person chooses to drink, the smarter pattern is smaller portions, slower drinking, and water between drinks. But for blood sugar, the biggest improvement often comes from replacing soda, juice, syrup, or sweet tonic with a no-sugar mixer such as seltzer or club soda. The sixth category is diet soda and artificially sweetened drinks. These are different from regular soda because many of them do not raise blood glucose in the same direct way. For someone drinking several regular sodas a day, switching some of them to a sugar-free version may reduce sugar intake quickly. The CDC notes that replacing added sugars with low and no-calorie sweeteners may reduce calorie intake in the short term, while questions remain about long-term effectiveness for weight management. That is why I would treat diet drinks as a bridge, not the final destination. Very sweet drinks, even without sugar, can keep the taste buds trained to expect intense sweetness all day. For some people, that makes water feel boring and fruit taste less satisfying. Over time, it can keep the mind attached to the idea that every drink must taste sweet. So if sugar-free drinks help you move away from regular soda, that can be useful. But the long-term goal should still be more water, unsweetened tea, simple coffee, and drinks that do not constantly push the sweet button. The seventh category is what I call health halo drinks. These are drinks that sound healthy because of one attractive word on the front label: kombucha, coconut water, oat milk, almond milk, protein drink, meal replacement shake, drinking yogurt, bottled green tea, honey lemon tea, aloe drink, organic lemonade. Some may be fine, some may be useful, but many are sweetened, and some contain more carbohydrate than people expect. The front of the bottle is marketing. The back of the bottle is information. A drink can say natural, plant-based, organic, with vitamins, or immune support, and still contain enough sugar to matter. For blood sugar, the body does not care whether the sugar came with a beautiful label. It still has to handle the glucose load. A simple rule helps here. If a drink has 20, 30, or 40 grams of sugar, it deserves your attention. If the bottle has 2 servings, multiply the number. If the drink has 0 added sugar, but still has a large amount of total carbohydrate, it may still affect blood sugar. This is especially important with juices, sweetened plant milks, coconut water, and some nutrition shakes. Now let's connect this to real life, because most people do not drink in a laboratory. They drink because they are thirsty, tired, lonely, cold, bored, celebrating, or trying to get through the day. That is why advice like just drink water often fails. It may be technically correct, but it does not respect the habit behind the drink. If you drink sweet tea every afternoon, it may not only be about thirst, it may be your break. If you drink juice every morning, it may feel like part of being healthy. If you drink a sweet coffee, it may feel like comfort before a difficult day. So the better approach is not to shame the habit. The better approach is to redesign it. For the afternoon sweet tea, make a pitcher that is half sweet and half unsweetened. Then slowly reduce the sweet portion. For morning juice, switch to half a glass diluted with water, then move toward whole fruit. For the sweet coffee, keep the cup, keep the warmth, keep the routine, but remove one layer of sugar at a time. That is how change becomes something you can actually live with. There is also a timing issue. A sweet drink taken by itself often hits harder than the same drink taken with a balanced meal. That does not make sugary drinks healthy, but it explains why someone may feel fine one day and tired another day after the same drink. If you drink juice alone at 10 in the morning, it may affect you differently than if you had a small amount with a meal containing protein and fiber. Blood sugar is not only about the drink. It is also about timing, portion, and what else is happening in the body. This is why observation matters. Notice whether certain drinks leave you sleepy, thirsty, foggy, shaky, or hungry soon afterward. Notice whether you wake up more often at night to urinate after certain evening drinks. Notice whether a sweet coffee leads to cravings 2 hours later. These body clues are not random. They are often the body's way of telling you that a drink is not as harmless as it seems. One of the most helpful changes after 60 is to stop drinking sugar when you are actually hungry. Many older adults lose appetite or do not feel like preparing food, so they sip sweet drinks instead. A sweet coffee for breakfast, juice at lunch, and a bottled shake in the afternoon can feel easier than eating. But over time, that pattern may leave the body short on protein, fiber, and minerals. It may also make energy more unstable. A better pattern is to pair drinks with real nourishment. If you want coffee in the morning, keep it simple and have it with a protein-containing breakfast. If you want fruit flavor, eat the fruit rather than drinking it. If you need something smooth, choose a balanced option with protein and fiber instead of a large sweet drink. The goal is steady energy, not just quick calories. There is one more practical piece that matters more than willpower. What is waiting at home? If the refrigerator is filled with soda, sweet tea, large juice bottles, and sweet coffee creamers, then every tired evening becomes a decision. That is hard for anyone. A better plan is to make the easy choice the better choice. Keep cold water ready. Keep unsweetened tea prepared. Buy smaller containers if large bottles lead to large pours. Put sparkling water where you can see it. When family visits, be clear about what actually helps. Instead of bringing sweet drinks as a treat, they can bring berries, plain sparkling water, or tea you enjoy. That small change in the kitchen can protect you at the exact moment when cravings are strongest. Now let's make the swaps very practical. For everyday thirst, the first choice is water. It can be still or sparkling. It can be cold or warm. It can have lemon, cucumber, mint, berries, or ginger. For comfort, unsweetened tea is excellent for many people. Black tea, green tea, peppermint, ginger, or chamomile can all feel like a real beverage without needing sugar. For morning routine, simple coffee is usually better than flavored coffee drinks. Coffee with a splash of milk is very different from a caramel drink with syrup and whipped topping. For nutrition, plain milk or unsweetened fortified soy beverage may fit better than sweetened plant milk, chocolate milk, or drinking yogurt. For a special drink, choose sparkling water with citrus or a small amount of diluted juice rather than a full glass of juice. The easiest way to begin is not to change every drink. Change the drink you have most often. If you drink soda once a month, that is not the place to start. If you drink juice every morning, start there. If you drink sweet tea every afternoon, start there. If your coffee has become dessert every day, start there. The most repeated habit gives you the biggest opportunity. Here is a simple 7-day drink reset. On day 1, write down every drink you have without judging yourself. On day 2, circle the drinks that taste sweet. On day 3, replace just one sweet drink with water, unsweetened tea, or sparkling water. On day 4, reduce the size of your sweetest drink. On day 5, remove one layer of sugar from your coffee, tea, or smoothie. On day 6, prepare better drinks before you get thirsty. On day 7, notice your energy, cravings, thirst, and nighttime waking. This method works because it is not extreme. It does not ask you to become perfect. It asks you to become aware, then make one better choice. Awareness first, swap second, repetition third. That is the pattern that changes health quietly. The drink you should watch most closely is not always the one with the worst reputation. Many people already know soda is not ideal. The more dangerous drink may be the one you trust without question. The juice you drink for vitamins, the smoothie you drink because it is green, the coffee you do not count because it is part of the morning, or the vitamin water you choose because the label sounds healthy. Those are the drinks that often sneak past good intentions. So remember this simple blood sugar rule. The sweeter and faster a drink goes down, the more carefully you should think about it. If it has no fiber, no protein, and a large amount of sugar, it can move quickly. If it comes in a large bottle, check whether the bottle is 1 serving or 2. If it tastes like dessert, treat it like dessert. And if the label is full of health words, turn it around and read the numbers. Before you leave, tell me this. Which drink did you honestly think was healthier than it really is? Juice, smoothies, sweet coffee, sports drinks, or vitamin waters? Your answer may be the exact warning another older adult needs to hear today. After 60, Protecting blood sugar is not about making life smaller. It is about making the body work less hard. It is about steadier energy, fewer crashes, better routines, and choices that are easier to repeat. A drink may look small in your hand, but if it becomes a daily habit, it can become a major part of your health story. So the next time you reach for a drink, pause for 3 seconds. Ask yourself, is this drink helping my blood sugar stay steady, or is it asking my body to work harder? That one question can change the way you shop, the way you order coffee, the way you build breakfast, and the way you protect your health after 60.